everybody and welcome back to a new video on my channel. My name's Leora and I make videos on here about books, reading, writing, and sometimes other stuff as well. The weather has been so lovely and sunny here in the Netherlands and it's been really wonderful just to walk outside, go places and enjoy the sunshine. I live alone and I work from home, so I spend a lot of time by myself, but I generally have a really good time, and of course I still do social things and meet up with friends in the meantime, but especially in the summer sometimes you can really feel that pressure of like you have to be social, you have to hang out with people. I mean, is it summer yet? I think it's spring still, but like we're nearing the summer. There's things I love and adore about each and every single season, but I always really feel that pressure to be social. So I was like, I'll just film a few days in my life showing that, you know, even if you spend a lot of time by yourself, it can still be really lovely. And yes, I am just a homebody in nature. It's just like the way I am. I love spending time in my house. There's recently been this sound on TikTok that's like, I really get my deal's worth with my rent because I spend a lot of time at home or something like that. That's not what the sound is. It's better than the way I said it, but it's so true for me because I spend a lot of time at my house and I definitely get my money's worth. But you know, it's wonderful. And I spend a lot of time reading, of course, as well. I've been reading a lot of like short books and graphic novels and even manga lately, but that's not what I'm reading in this vlog, but I just wanted to briefly mention that, I guess. So firstly, let's talk about the things that I'm reading. To be honest, I'm reading like way too many things at once, but I'm just going to focus on the things that I'm reading most of the time. So first we have Trickery by Roald Dahl, which is one of his story collections. I've shown this in a few videos already because I'm still going through it, I guess. I picked this up at the library. I really enjoy Roald Dahl's short stories, and especially his stories where he sort of tricks you and where it's like a twisted thing and the darker side of the human mind, you know. So when I saw this one at the library, I was like, that sounds good. I need to read that. There's a few stories in here I've already read before. I'm rereading them. I'm still having a good time. Like one of my favourites is Mrs. Bixby and the Colonel's Coat, which I've just read again and it was still a lot of fun. Like I kind of forgot where it was going to go, so then when it went down the exact same path like when I read it before, I was like, right, I remember this. So yeah, that was just really good. It's really fun to see like how Roald Dahl sort of surprises his reader. The story before this was about a man who was stranded in the desert, and it was the most insufferable main character I've ever read about, but that's the joy with short stories. Like when it's over, you're done with that character, so that's wonderful. So I've still got like a few stories to go. I'm really hoping to finish this week because I've already like extended my loan from the library, so I really need to bring it back. There's another story in here that I think I recognize, The Surgeon, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the story I'm thinking of. But we'll see. Definitely interesting. And then I'm mostly listening to this on audiobook, but I'm thinking of also switching to the physical book just because I'm getting kind of tired with the audiobook and I think I need like a change of pace. But that is The Cloisters by Katie Hayes. This cover is absolutely stunning. It's so pretty. This book is sort of a mix of like an arcane, occult, mystery thriller, and then it also has like a little bit of that dark academia, exclusive club, weird vibes. So
Ik heb dit op het web gevonden voor Mr. Exclusive Club. Kijk maar even.
Okay, listen Siri, I was not talking to you, babe. Just leave me to it, please. Siri's always getting involved. I don't know how to turn her off, so... Digital Queen. So we follow her main character who's going to spend her summer at the Met researching, but when she gets there it turns out that the guy that was leading her program has gone abroad, so there's like nobody to guide her. So that sucks, I guess. But then she gets picked up by this other section of the Met, which is the Cloisters, where they do all sorts of arcane and strange research, but it's really renowned, and if you go there it's like a big deal, so everybody's jealous of her going there. But of course when she starts to research and work for the Cloisters, she quickly finds out that there's strange things happening. There's a weird cliquey thing sort of going on. As of right now, I'm also thinking that she's like literally in love with both people who work there. I'm not sure if that's just me reading too much into it, but there's a weird vibe going on. And then there's also this tarot deck that she's researching. Very interesting. I'm not really down with the whole dramatic romance, oh god, what is going on? I just feel like she should just research. Like just walk through the pretty halls and tell me about the beautiful atmosphere in the Cloisters. I don't need to know about how you find everybody very attractive. Just stop it. So I guess that's my mood right now. I'm enjoying both of these reads so far. I've just had a really busy couple of weeks, so I think it'll be nice to settle down a bit in the coming days and read some more. And of course I also have some work to do. I've lots of work, too much work to do actually, to be honest. So let's now get to work for my web shop because there's lots of stuff that needs to be done. Hi everybody. I'm not sure what is up with me. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe I'm just tired. But I have like one of those phases where every book you start, I'm like interested in it and into it in the beginning. And then like around page 30 to 50 / with the cloisters I'm at like page 100 or something. I'm not interested anymore and I can't push myself through it. And I don't know what's going on with me, but I kind of do feel like reading, but like all the books I start don't spike my interest after a while. So the short story collection though is still working for me because it's like different stories, so I tend to not lose that attention. Maybe it's just the weather maybe. Like every time it's like above 25 degrees Celsius in the Netherlands, my brain loses all power, just stops functioning. That's probably also because my apartment gets pretty warm. Anyway, I have some packages that I need to get to the post office. They're delayed because I was ill last week, so I really need to get them out there. And I've already edited and uploaded a video this morning, and I have some other work that I still want to do today. Oh, and this morning, by the way, I did like a little bit of home cafe moment where I made myself some pancakes, which is something I've been really enjoying lately, like those little kind of things. I was thinking of maybe grabbing some coffee as well when I go to the city to drop off my packages. Maybe I'll just take my laptop and go sit somewhere and have some coffee, you know, somewhere where it's fresh and where there's air conditioning, unlike inside my home. I've started some other books, by the way. I've also started Rilke on Love, which is Rainer Maria Rilke's sort of collection of love essays and letters. And there's been some bits that I've read so far that I thought were really beautiful, and I was like, oh my god, that's so profound. I want to save all these quotes. So beautiful. And then there's also been some bits that totally flew over my head that I was reading them and I was just like, I do not know what this man is saying. And I've also had some bits where I was like, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's definitely an interesting read, and I especially really enjoy the poetry that's like interspersed between the stories. So I kind of want to read more of his poetry and not the long essay bits, even though I really enjoyed the essay-like things in Letters to a Young Poet, but in this one it's not working for me so far. Oh, and then there's also an Illumicrate box that got to my house. I think it's an Illumicrate of like a few months ago, actually. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, but I still wanted to do a little unboxing. Just do like a silent unboxing where I like show some footage of the beautiful stuff that was in the box, and then we'll still have like our little unboxing moment, but just like a little bit different, you know, like remix. Let's try something new. So that was my little reading and life update. It's so warm. My head is like, can we go to bed? Can we sit in a pool? Yeah, let's go to the post office. Hi, I've had a busy couple of days. This is the thing with being an introvert that still does like social outings. It just drains me. So that's like kind of a struggle sometimes. Like, do any of you ever have this? Because most introverts I know don't really love social outings, but I do really like them. They just drain me. So I have to sort of learn to balance them. My weekend was a lot busier than I expected, but I did manage to do quite a lot of reading, and I'm very excited about that because both of the books I was reading were not really working for me, so I was kind of struggling. So I was reading The Cloisters by Katie Hayes, which I've talked about earlier in this vlog as well, and I loved the atmosphere, but the plot and the whole story just didn't really grab me. I enjoyed the audiobook more than I enjoyed reading it physically, so every time I switched over to the audiobook, I'd be like, oh right, this is a cool read, this is intriguing. And then when I'd switch back to the regular book, I'd be like, where is it going? Is there a plot? Is there a point? What is the point? The whole toxic friendship thing was not really working for me up until the end, where I was getting like intrigued because there was some murder things going down, which always seems to pique my attention just because it's like such a heavy thing to happen, you know? So I'm always like, what happened? Someone died? Oh my god. So it definitely took like a dark academia murder-esque turn, which I thought was interesting. I'm still not, like, I still sort of expected more from the plot. I felt like there was going to be some really intriguing plot twist that nobody saw coming, and that just did not happen. Like, there were definitely some twists. They just didn't surprise me at all, and I didn't think they were very mesmerizing or amazing. I still think this book is wonderful if you're looking for like a sort of occult vibes, museum, summer, dark academia read, because it definitely got the summer vibes, which I really enjoy. They go to like a summer vacation house a couple of times as well, and it's like they're on the beach, you know, there's sunshine, they're working in the museum. It's all really atmospheric and beautiful, and the writing style is definitely also lovely. It's just a plot that I felt like it fell a little bit short for me personally. Then I was also reading the Roald Dahl short story collection, Trickery, which was a mixed bag. Like I've said before, it's always the thing with short story collections, like you never know. There's gonna be some stories that you adore and there's gonna be some stories that you hate because, you know, you're getting a bunch of different things. So there were some stories in here that I thought were amazing and very entertaining, and then there were some stories that I was like, Roald Dahl, what are you saying about women, people, strange opinions in this story overall that I just disagree with. Mrs. Bixby and the Colonel's Coat is one of my favorite stories. I just think it's so funny and like cleverly thought out. And then the story at the end about Princess Mamalia, I think that was my least favorite because I was just like, wow, this is so, it felt very one-dimensional in a sort of funny way. So it's like sort of fairy tale-esque, but I was like, I feel like these characters would be smarter than this. Like first you introduce them to us in this way and then they just twist around so quickly. There's some stories in this short story collection, like The Hitchhiker, that clearly have like a plot and a point and a funny sort of twist. And then there's some stories that I'm just like, what was the point of this? Like there's no grand reveal, there's nothing very exciting happening. It just like follow a bunch of characters for a bit and then it ends, and I didn't really get it. So I've returned it to the library. I'm happy though that I read it because it was, you know, interesting to see some more stories and to read more short stories, because as some of you know, I write myself and I mostly write essays at the moment because I'm working on an essay collection. But in the future I would love to sort of dip my toes into the waters of short fictional stories, so it's always good to read some more and expand your view on the genre. So that was my week of reading. I hope you guys enjoyed the little visual unboxings as well of some of the press packages that I've been receiving and just some of my regular work week. I was at the library yesterday and I picked up another read that I have been wanting to read ever since I finished Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and that is De Verzamelde Werken van A.G. Vickery, Boekhandelaar. This is the Dutch edition, like you heard, because I was speaking Dutch. Let me see what it's called in English. The Storied Life of A.G. Vickery. Lots of you guys have recommended this to me as well, since I loved Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow so much, and I've also loved Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. I've almost finished it. I got this yesterday and I flew through it because I'm just so excited about it. I think this is like one of my new favourite books ever. I'm so predictable, but it was just the perfect blend of funny, sad, beautiful, heartwarming. It's just, oh my god, love this book so much. Will not shut up about it. I need to get my own copy because I'm planning on finishing this today. I mean, I can't stop. I had to literally make myself stop reading because I was so into it. So I'm planning on finishing this today, and then when I finished it, I'm gonna see if I can get a physical copy somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy the Dutch edition or the English edition because I have to say, I think it was translated wonderfully. Such a beautiful job. Really lovely. Let me see who the translator is because so well done. It's been translated by Lidwien Biekman. Lidwien, amazing. Supergoed. so mooi. It's such a beautiful book. I am so excited. We follow A.G. Fikri. He's in his late 30s. He's like 38, 39 at the start of the story. His wife has just passed recently in a tragic accident. He's running this dusty bookstore on this remote island. I know. Such a typical story for me. And one day this representative of a publisher comes by to promote their new books for their winter catalogue. He's extremely rude to her. That's where the story picks up. A few days later, a child gets dropped off in the bookstore, like a baby, like a 2-year-old, I think, or a really young child. And that's where our story starts. And it's a story about family, found family, love, finding your place in life, the things we share with each other. It's just, oh my god, it's so beautiful and it's so sad and it's just so funny as well. Like there's some passages in here that are hilarious and so well done. And I love when a book can combine like tragedy and humor, and it's extremely well done. Everybody should read it. It's so good. I'm obsessed with it. I also really enjoyed the Dutch cover. I haven't seen this cover in English, so I might just end up getting the Dutch edition, but on the other hand, I was thinking if I buy the English edition, then when I reread it, I still get like sort of a different experience because I get to read it in its original language. So I haven't decided on that yet, but we'll see what I do in the end. Other than that, this week has been extremely busy getting ready for Comic Con. I'm doing my first artist alley at Dutch Comic Con this year, which is, I think, one of our biggest conventions in the Netherlands. They have like 50k visitors, so it's a really big convention. It's the biggest thing I've ever done with my web shop. So I'm going to be selling my art there. I'm extremely nervous. I really hope everything's going to go well, but there's just been a lot of prep for that and a lot of work getting ready for Dutch Comic Con, which is also why you've maybe seen a little bit less uploads and a little bit less of me online, because between that and running the web shop and trying to make content, you know, it's a lot. But I'm trying to keep myself sane, go to therapy, do my things, and I still really enjoy making content, but I just felt like maybe I should clarify that. It's not that I don't want to upload, it's just lots of things on my plate right now. But I got something very, very exciting in the mail today for Dutch Comic Con. Let me grab it for you. I've honestly been blasting this all over social media in the last few days. I think I've made like 3 separate Instagram stories about it, which is ridiculous, but I'm just very excited about this. So I got a professional banner made for like the top of my booth. So exciting. I'm gonna look like a proper market stall now. So there's some illustrations from my art and bookmarks on there, and then it says Leora Eileen Shop. Don't know if you can see. Leora Eileen Shop. That's me. That's my shop. It's really big. It's like literally, it's Leora sized. It's even a little bit bigger than me. So that's just very exciting and very cool. I feel like such a professional vendor right now. If you want to see all the markets and places I'm going to be at with my shop, check the events page on my website, because I might be coming to an event near you. I'm only like sort of touring the Netherlands right now because it's a big hassle to bring all my stuff overseas. But if you're in the Netherlands, maybe on one of these dates, and you're near some of the cities, I'm going to Breda, Amsterdam. I have an event in Utrecht and several other places, so definitely check out the event page. I would love to see some of you guys there to shop my art and say hello. Also, all of you guys that have already come up to me at events and said hello. It's so nice to meet like my viewers and my community in real life. Like, it's so lovely to like chat about books and share things and see like the people that buy your art in front of your face. Such a lovely experience. Anyway, that was my reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you who have been asking, yes, I am planning on making more writing vlogs, but like I said, there's just been a lot going on. But yes, expect to see those very soon, hopefully. And without any further ado, I hope you guys have a lovely day. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a nice comment, let me know what you thought of this vlog, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Bye!